Today, guys, I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm addicted to this thing. I love the Jim Root Jazzmaster, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Let's get right into it, man. Oh, yeah. That was actually a pretty cool 360. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name's Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and this channel has unofficially become the Jim Root YouTube channel. So welcome. So today, guys, we have the OG Black Jazzmaster from Jim Root's signature line of guitars with Fender. So this model, the Jazzmaster, is the last model for me to get personally in my collection because it's funny, it's ironic that my love and my story with the Jazzmaster as a whole is oddly similar to Jim Root's story. If you guys don't know the Jim Root story with his personal Jazzmaster and how he became infatuated with it, what happened is, long story short, Fender sent him one. He really wasn't digging it because he was digging his Strats at the time. And that's funny because I love Jim Root Strats, but then all of a sudden he started to play it, and then he really started to love how it felt and how it just sat with him and sat on his body. And you guys saw my interview with Jim, and he was saying the exact same thing, is how when it sits just on stage and it just sits on his body, it just sits in the perfect spot and just has the perfect angle to where he can get up in the upper register. It just plays great, it feels great. Long story short, he took it to rehearsal one day and he absolutely loved it. And now it seems as though Jim Root uses his Jazzmaster more than anything else, especially live. So guys, I personally had to get this Jazzmaster because eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the white Jazzmaster, the 2020 Jazzmaster that I had the privilege of playing about two and a half weeks ago. And what I want to do is do a shootout and a comparison, compare the two, because this one's made in the United States and the other one's made in Mexico, etc, etc. So I had to get this one in my collection just so down the road I can be able to speak about both the Mexican and the United States made models. So guys, the specs of this guitar, more the same with Jim Root. It's the exact same thing as everything else, except now it's in a Jazzmaster shape. 8160 22 fret jumbo fret ebony board, bolt-on, string through, hardtail, locking, tuners, etc. We all know what the Jim Root models are looking like and have specs wise. That didn't make any sense, but you guys know what I'm talking about. More of the same with Jim Root, and yeah, now it's just in a Jazzmaster shape. So guys, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you a full-on demo song showcasing the sonic sounds of the Jim Root Jazzmaster, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the positives and the negatives of this guitar. There will be no playthrough because everybody knows what an 8160 on a mahogany body sounds like. We're not, reinventing the wheel here, so there won't be any playthrough because it's kind of redundant. This guitar sounds exactly like all the Jim Root guitars that I have, but it feels and it plays differently, so we'll talk about that. For the tones, I'm using my EVH 50-watt EL34 head as well as the Mesa Boogie Dual rectifier blended together, and it sounds pretty sick. Wait until you hear this thing. Alright guys, enough of my talking, let's get to the demo. Alright guys, so that is what this guitar sounds like in a full-on mix, and that is how I use this guitar as a tool to create something to what I think sounded absolutely killer. And my overall summary of the Jazzmaster, man, is again, kind of what I said in the intro of this video. I'm obsessed with it. I really am. You know, I've always loved the Strats. I've never really been a fan of the Tele. I've never really been a fan of the Tele guitar in general, whether it's Jim Root's or not. But I have that one in my collection as well. I've always been a fan of the Strats, but now that I have the Jazzmaster, man, I don't know, dude. It's like, it's growing on me really, really fast. It's just something about the way it feels and the way it sits, man, and the way it just the overall aesthetic of the guitar, especially when you're playing it. It just really feels really, really comfortable, and I love it, man. I love it, and I'm anticipating the 2020 release of the Mexican white Jazzmaster. So guys, if you're in the market for a Jim Root guitar, I see no reason why you won't pick one of these up. Or if you want to wait and see what the Mexican one sounds like and feels like, I will be more than happy to do a shootout for you guys when that day comes. I'm not exactly sure when, but if you guys want the OG Jazzmaster by Jim Root, it sounds heavy, it sounds huge, it's comfortable, big chunk of mahogany. It's probably the heaviest of the three models that I personally own. That is the Jazzmaster, Strat, and Tele. I think because, I mean, it's probably the biggest, has the most amount of wood. Makes sense, right? But seriously, it feels heavy, but it's super comfortable and super slinky and super fast. And yeah, man, I'm infatuated with the Jazzmaster shape, the Jim Root Jazzmaster. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to my channel, you want to consider hitting that subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. All my links, everything affiliated with me, to include my Instagram, Patreon, etc., everything is down below for you guys to check out. If you want to check those out, I'd really appreciate it. Stop on by, say hello, and we'll get to talking. I'm out of here, guys. Seriously, one more time, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Stay metal, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.